Hello, and welcome back to Crossblitz. Currently on my holidays, so I decided, let's record a couple of episodes. And this time I'm gonna jump into the Fables mode because the Mareena campaign has been out now for a couple of months. Yeah, I wanted to go through that. Campaign mode for the green deck. Very excited to see the new archetypes like Thorns, or maybe play some dinosaurs. I decided that I'm not gonna um, read the story out loud. I do think the writing is pretty cute in this game, but for me, this is mostly a gameplay focused thing, so I just want to get to the battles as quickly as possible, into the deck building. So yeah, just gonna read it on my own, but yeah, let's just start with chapter 1, A Boggy Build. Alright, we get some political intrigue. As per usual, our main characters can have a companion. And let's look at our starting deck. So, not much going on in the beginning, probably. Just a bunch of vanilla 1/1s, as per usual. We got a little bit of a mix of archers and thorns. Root Snare, silence a minion and set its power to 0. It's an interesting piece of control. Targeted silence is a nice addition to the game, I think. So far, there's only the AoE silence in purple for 5 mana, and the 2 mana silence all minions, including your own. And setting a power to 0 can be nice for certain offense-oriented cards. So I can see that being a good tech card even outside of a starting deck. Vanguard Tactician I quite like from the roguelike mode. Powers up archers behind them. Also has a barrier to protect the backline. Bramble Bash, probably not that good in Fables mode. In the roguelike mode, you can buff up the damage, but 1 damage to all enemy minions usually isn't that good. Thorns +2 is okay. Sprout Guardian's good, like mid-range, or for some decks, like a good top end. Very tanky, barrier and tough with 6 HP. And guard means that your lead is gonna take less damage. Core, so that's the archer finisher. Just double the attack power. Right, so seems like the starting deck is mostly oriented around archers. Let's look at our... Can we look at our level tree yet? I don't think so. So yeah, let's just go into the first battle. Defeat the enemy and kill 2 minions. So that should be pretty quick. Alright, so random goon decided to take on the princess. Don't know if that's a good idea, but yeah, fight's not gonna last long enough for core to matter. Bramble Bash is probably gonna be nice in the first fight, because usually the enemy only has a bunch of 1/1s. Let's keep one banger tactician. And oh, yeah, I have to drag. I forgot. Just gonna put down a Moss Muncher. I'm not gonna block it. I want to get maximum value out of Bramble Bash. Just gonna wait on the Vanguard Archers, Vanguard Tacticians, until I have Archers. So now I can do 1 to all. Complete one of the missions. And kill the enemy. That's the first fight done. Well, that safe travels sounded a little bit ominous with the wiggly font. Got the tie back to the yellow campaign with Archduke Minimagul. So each of these campaigns has one of the heroes visit the other campaigns. And Mareena was in the yellow one. I think for this one, it's gonna be Admiral Brass from the Red Pirate campaign, because that's the only one I haven't seen yet. Right, fight number 2. Defeat the enemy in 12 turns or less. That should be very easy. Not many fights last that long. Play 2 Sprout Elf minions and defeat the enemy. Those are Sprout Elves, I think? No, actually. But the Sprockville archers are. And yeah, I get a good number of Sprout Elves. Nice. So Vanguard Tactician and Sproutsville Archer is going to be a nice combo early on. I can kill the Ember Whelp with the help of the Vanguard Tactician. It's gonna buff up the Archer behind. Carry over some damage to the leader. I can then do this. And yeah, that's already enough. So now we can look at the level grid. We have archers. Ironbark Archer, before being attacked, attack. Pretty cool card if you can buff up the attack somehow, because then it's basically only killable with hard removal spells. Then we get some dual strike, so also benefits from extra power with the Vanguard Tactician. Although 4 is a little expensive. And then we get Vanguard Warcry, force all friendly archer minions to attack. Not sure how good that is, because a lot of archers have some kind of end of turn effect. Like Core is gonna double attack when you press the end turn button. So does Vanguard Archer. So it's not gonna be a full power attack. But for 4 mana it's relatively cheap. So if you are late in the game and just need one more push, this might be a nice way to get that little bit of extra damage. And Arrow Assault, minions have shot 20 arrows and give you archers +3 power and force them to attack. 20 arrows, so I think that's just you deal 20 damage with your archer minions, because when you see that animation, you shoot the arrows separately for each point of attack. If you, let's say you have like 3 damage on turn 2, maybe like 5 or 6, turn 3. So I imagine that it's like turn 5 or 6 where you can have that active. I do wonder whether that +3 power boost is permanent after you press the old button. If so, that's gonna be pretty strong, like one of those it ends the game finishes. Then we get some thorns. So this minion, instead of attacking, buffs its thorns every turn. So just a big wall that's hard to get rid of. Then we get the Sproutsvale Sage, gain power equal to the total thorns on all friendly minions. So I guess that's meant to be the payoff, because thorns is mostly going to be focused on defense, I imagine. We got Thorns 8, 12 HP body. That also doesn't attack. Just very hard to get rid of. And Royal Harvest, your characters have gained 5 thorns, so that's probably pretty fast, the charge on this one. And then deal damage equal to the thorns of your minions to the enemy hero. So just blasting thorns to face, I see. You can build up your defense. Yeah. So this is probably more meant to be a multi-use ultimate ability that you charge like every turn, every other turn maybe. But then you can, once you get into the late game, it's gonna do a lot of damage. Like you have one of these down, for example, a couple of other thorns, like 10, 12 damage. Yeah, that's a big chunk of damage. Probably what I'm interested the most at the moment, because there is no dedicated thorn stack in the roguelike campaign. Got rooted Rampage by climbing the Wrangling Nassau, so I think that's the dinosaur deck, because the Wrangling Nassau is a dinosaur-related relic. And we have Vicious Venom, so that's gonna be the poison deck. So no Evolve as a primary leveling tree. Interesting. Let's reset all the points we spent. So the question is, which faction am I gonna invest into first? And I think since the starter deck has some archers board, I'm gonna pick up the archer cards first, then see when we find the thorns, relics, and cards, and pivot into that. I'm also wondering whether there is gonna be some evolve support out there. New craftable cards, just a 1/1 with no effect. Looks like we're gonna meet the River Clan Chief, which is an event node in the roguelike mod. And let's enter the card shop first. Alright, so we have the Ironbark Soldier. Extra power if there's a Sprout Elf behind us, so basically a 3-1 in a dedicated elf deck. That's okay. Not much else going on though, like no engine potential, so don't know if that's really what I want. Petal Mage is nice. It's both a heal and a ramp. Especially good for dinosaurs, of course, but I think just generally useful for most decks. 3 damage, 3 mana, 4 damage. Trample is pretty okay. Removal is always nice. Let's see whether there's anything we should buy for the next battle. Defeat the enemy, kill 2 enemy Krinkins, play 2 Sprout of minions, and defeat the enemy quickly. So Grimmkins, if I remember correctly, spawn a copy of themselves within a column, which means that Trample should be pretty good. So I'm just gonna buy some of these. And I don't really know if I want to invest 800 bucks into an Ironbark soldier. Don't think I want to invest a 500 or 1000 bucks into Battle Mages. For now, let's just remove the Sproutlings. 8 Sproutsway Archers should be enough. Add in the Stomp. Maybe 3 are enough. Together with the Bramble Bash. And we get the Dual Strike. I don't think I need 4 Root Snares. Maybe I'll keep 1 in case the opportunity comes up and I need to silence something. Gonna add some 4-drop Quicksprout Archers. And a full set of Ironbark Archers. Guess I have 1 more slot. Let's take another Quick Sprout then. I think there was some option to see the curve. Yeah. So I think that looks good for now. Mostly 2s and then a nice bell curve around it with just a couple of top end cards if we need them. Ironic, calling him a lapdog. And I like having the removal spells in hand. This is probably gonna be a very spammy fight. I'm just gonna keep 1 archer, hope I can draw a vanguard. This Ironbark archer should do a lot of work. Because yeah, with all these 1/1s running around. And here come the Grimmkins. And oh, don't have the mana yet for the Bramble Bash. So I'm just gonna face tank 3 damage next turn. Buff up my Ironbark. It's a little bit of an weird synergy between the two, the Vanguard Tactician and the Ironbark. Because when the Vanguard buffs up the Ironbark can no longer activate its ability, but I think it's worth it for the extra damage. And yeah, now I'm just gonna kill everything once. Very good to do that while there's nothing else on the board, so the white belt doesn't trigger whenever brawler minions die. Buff other brawler minions. There are no brawler minions to buff. And with the trample spell, I should be able to gain lethal next turn. It's kind of scary. Yeah. Thorns are kind of working against me. But there's no mission to take a certain amount of damage, and I win the fight. So 3 overkill. Don't think there's gonna be a lot of overkill going on early on. Archers can be very good at overkilling once they get into the later rounds. We get the Sprout Slush Arcanist, which is mostly for poison decks. Play it, reduce the cost of a random spell in your hand by 1. Of course, that's useful for any kind of deck. You're trading 1 HP for 1 mana, basically. And potentially getting out a crucial spell 1 turn earlier can be very worth it. But I think mostly the idea behind this card is that the poison deck has a lot of cards which add poisons to your own hand, which counts as a spell. So you can get rid of those poisons very easily with the Arcanist, while the enemy has to actually pay the mana. Level up. Don't really need the HP, so just gonna take the card for now. Got, what's this again? A relic shop. Let's see. And then we also have a forge next node. So play Sprout of minions should be easy. Play 3 minions that cost 2 or less. Have enough of those. And kill 2 Shrubbersaw minions in a single turn. Should also be pretty easy, because most Shrubbersaws have overgrowth, so they spawn multiple copies of themselves when played. And I do have some AoE spells. Maybe I wanna trade out a Quick Sprout for a Trample. Although Trample's not gonna be able to multi-kill very well. So maybe a Bramble Bash. Honestly, I might replace one of the Sprout Guardians with Trample as well. It's unlikely I'll need 2 Sprout Guardians, and I don't need the higher chance to draw 1, because I'm probably not gonna need the 1 either. We got the relic shop. Alright, so we got the supply sack, of course. I think that's pretty much every campaign as far as I can remember. Just an extra card on turn 1. Old Quiver, turn start, add an old arrow to your hand if you don't have one. So a temporary power up and force an archer to attack. That's pretty good if you have strong archers on the board. Especially since old archers also have innate trample. Like for a common relic? Wow. Sprout break. After you play your first spell each turn, give 3 random friendly Sprout of minions +1 health. Interesting. So I mean, the most spell-heavy deck for green is Poison, definitely. I don't know if Poison has a lot of Sprout Elves. I think that one's kind of hard to pull off. Consistently, at least. You're probably not gonna get the max value every turn. I think that one's a bit situational. Hulk with us, nice though. Do I want to spend 1,000 on this? I'm not gonna stick with archers for long. I don't know how frugal I need to be in this campaign. Like the first ones that came out, you didn't get all that much money. They later fixed that in the other ones, but so I think I don't need to be that stingy, but I think I can do this fight without buying a relic. Yeah, well, maybe I should have bought the supply sack. That one's gonna be useful for any deck. And yeah, pretty happy. 2 spells, a 1-drop. Don't need the Arch, I'd rather have a Vanguard. Right, so we do get the Ironbark Soldier. I think I'm gonna leave him uncontested, remove him later. Yeah. So maybe I wait one more turn, try to maximize the value I get out of that Bramble Bash. Save up my coin too. Yeah, I like that. Again, we don't have a mission to take a certain amount of damage, and so I think I can be a little bit greedy with my plays while I'm at full HP. Yeah. I'm getting 3 more kills with that Bramble Bash, and now there's only 2 cards left in the enemy hand, so... Boom. Everything dies. That should be lethal next turn. Because even if the enemy would have blocked that lane, I could have trampled over it. I just need to play 1 more cheap minion. Can do. And actually I think I'm gonna get more overkill if I end it with Stomp. 3 damage versus... I don't know, actually it's... No, it's 4 damage if I end turn, and 3 damage if I play Stomp. So I just end the turn. Got all the missions again. I have to take HP unless I respec and get... Yeah, let's get the Warcry. And then next level up I can get the Blitzburst. Now Fungus Fleetfoot is craftable, so that is an evolve card. 3/3 Hothead. Vanilla stat line, but it attacks immediately. I think the idea behind that one is that you get an average body on the board, it attacks, and then it can evolve, so you don't lose out on value. No, maybe you even trade in some HP and it basically heals once it evolves into a different minion. It's an alright card. We got an event and some crafting materials, I believe. Yeah. Green is money, purple is crafting materials, and black is relics. Let's reassure him. And yeah, I'm gonna buy the supply sack. It's gonna be a while until I can fill out all my relic slots, so I'm gonna use that one for a while. And equip that. Get another Scorchling, but I can visit the forge first. So, just the Moss Muncher, the Fungus, and Arcanist. Nothing too interesting. At least for what I am planning to do. We got another Scorchling, this time with the Wildfire Lantern. After you scorch a Dell, deal random damage to adjacent minions. That's gonna hurt, depending on how much scorch the enemy is gonna put out. So look, my minions only have 1 health. Archers generally aren't very tanky. Right, play 2 archer minions, play a minion on a scorched tile, kill 2 or more enemy scorching as well. See how that goes. Maybe I should have put the Guardian back in. Again, I like the 2 spell opener, I like the Vanguard Tactician. No turn 1 plays, that's okay, I think. Let's hope I can get something next turn. If not, then I'll get the Quick Sprout Archer the turn after that. I want to do something about these whelps. I think I'm gonna wait until I can target 2 minions with my storm. Just gonna prepare another lane with the Vanguard. So these ones are gonna trade if I don't do anything. I think I want my Quick Sprout Archer up the next turn. Okay, so enemy doesn't do any damage because there are no Scorch Tiles. That's pretty good. These Ember Wasps are really chipping me down, but I think I'm in an okay spot for now. Because this is gonna... yeah, actually this is gonna be lethal. So... Guess I'm gonna retake the battle for the other achievements. But then I don't have to focus on the fight. I can craft heart mages, which restores health. Pretty good in the roguelike mode, especially if you want to go for S ranks. Not sure how much that's gonna matter here. Alright, so actually I'm gonna keep the Bramble Bash because I need to kill Scorchlings. And yeah, now I have 2 archers in hand. It's kill 2 Scorchlings. And play 1 minion on the Scorch tile, so I'm gonna do that. Now I can Rumble Bash. That's wish number 2. Now I just have to play 1 more archer. If this doesn't die, then it's gonna, yeah, kill the Scorchling, but it got removed. Can't do anything against the remaining whelp, because archers can't defend. This is a safe tile now, because you can't re-scorch tiles. So at least the relic won't kill anything I put out here. Might still get caught by one of these chunkers, yeah. Gonna Bramble Bash again. Then these 2 will trade. Next turn I can play the Guardian, which should slowly but surely end the fight. Because, yeah, no way that enemies can remove that at this stage. Although I guess the Charge Chunker deals 4 damage. Read away, which is 6. Get in some trample damage for overkill. And cool. I can play the Blitzburst now. Alright, so we got a Thornkeeper, defeat the enemy, silence one or more Slither Thorns. Defeat the enemy in 12 or less turns and grant your minion 2 or more power. Right, so that's the perfect opportunity to put in the Arrow Assault. Vanguard Tactician should also contribute to extra power. I only have 1 Root Snare right now. I only need to play 1 Snare, but to increase the likelihood of drawing it, I think I'm gonna remove a couple of 1/1 archers. I feel like against a Thorn guy, the battle might go a little longer, so might want to have another Guardian. another root snare. Let's remove one spell each. I want to have a Warcry as a potential finisher. One more snare. And a double strike archer. Double strike archers should fill up my ultimate charge pretty quickly. Right, I'm hoping that after this fight it's gonna give me a crafting recipe for a Thorns card. I think I'm actually fine with this. Having the Sprout Guardian guaranteed is nice. 1, 2, 3, not particularly synergistic, but I'm gonna draw 2 more cards. Bramblewald. It wants me to silence Slitherthorns. I think I want to spend my coin now. I could do it to place the Ironbark Archer and get rid of the Weld, but just gonna take the one. Yeah, because now I can play the Quick Sprout Archer next turn. There's the Slitherthorns. Oh, interesting. When this destroys a minion, it's gonna add a poison. But archers are actually immune to that, aren't they? Yeah, because this is inanimate, so it will not attack. And archers don't take return damage. So, just a 2 HP body. Would be cool if I had the root snare, but... oh well. Gonna block one of the Bramble Archers. Not Bramble Archers, Bramble Whelps. Oh, okay, I see. So, what was that card? Thorn Blast. Destroy a minion with thorns, deal damage equal to its thorns to all enemy minions. Does the enemy have any more of these? It's a Ruthless Thorn Blast, so there are 2 more in the deck. I think I'm just gonna play the Quicksprout Archer. If it happens again, it happens again. At least it's only gonna hit one enemy. Got the Root Snare for the silence. That's good. Okay, I can Storm to prevent a little bit of damage. Sneak in a 1-drop. I'm too worried if that gets Thorn Blasted. Bramble Bash would be nice. Gonna take the other one. If I get Thorns Blasted again, then I still have 2 Guardians and a core in my hand, so... yeah. Still doing pretty well. Still no Vanguard Archer though. Although Core is gonna buff himself. Don't know if that counts for this mission. But I'm just gonna block the lane that's full. It means it can't be blocked by any Slither Thorns. Gonna do that again. Right on the back roll, so I can protect it with the Sprout Guardian next turn. Okay, it does count. So now I just have to win within the next couple of turns, which shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, I can actually just trample over, and I can still play the Sprout Guardian. Right, got all the missions. Thornkeeper. So that is a craftable Thorns card. Figurwood, I think that's a new design. I feel like they looked different before. Just summons the big ball, or so. Pretty nice with Evolve. Gives you a lot of Evolve targets. I think that's the one I already did. Oh. No, that's... There is apparently some way to go down. Maybe I need to unlock it first. Hopefully it wasn't the dialogue option I chose earlier. would suck if I lock myself out of an optional quest. But yeah, that's Chief Solo. Mid-boss battle, so I think that's gonna be a nice point to end this after I've done the battle. We got a Thorns build with the Moss Mulch Crown. So spells increase thorns on friendly minions. Okay, that's kind of cool. Fuels the Blitz Burst, the thorn specific one. Means that I may want to have a crossover between thorns and poison. Sounds like a very nasty combo. Very defensive. Yeah, because giving the enemy poisons forces them to play spells. And the Spike Buff Shield. When minions with thorns die, they deal damage across the board. So, it's kinda ugly. Because archers are very low health, so they're gonna easily die to this. Maybe I'll end the episode here, do some battle prep in between, and then start the next episode with my deck already ready for this fight. So, yeah. Wish you all a good year, good start into 2026, and see you soon.